That was after the ban was declared unconstitutional back in December. And earlier this year, Lieutenant Governor Sheila Simon created a firearms working group to focus on the matter. She joins us now with more on her efforts. And, what was the reason for creating this group?
Well, I suppose as someone from Southern Illinois, I realized that there are regional differences in viewpoints on firearms. And I wanted to make sure that legislators, particularly the brand new legislators, understand a Southern Illinois point of view, and that folks from Southern Illinois understand the Northern Illinois point of view.
Okay, and your guys' latest meeting was with Representative Brandon Phelps about his concealed carry legislation. What came out of that meeting?
It was a really good opportunity to ask Brandon questions. We've had several other meetings of the group already and learned a lot about different perspectives. And we got to ask about some of the details of Brandon, and he was really helpful in talking about the history of his legislation, what it includes by way of compromises, and what to expect from the process from here on out.
And what have been some of the subjects of the past meetings that you guys have focused on?
Well, the last meeting included one of my friends from Carterville, Gary Walkup, who talked about being a gun owner, being prepared for emergencies, having in his car a kit that includes an emergency blanket, a flashlight, a knife, and he has everything that he'd like to have in there, except he'd like to be able to have a firearm as a part of his emergency kit. And it was a pretty rational, thoughtful presentation of why someone would like to have that ability to carry a concealed weapon. So it was nice to hear that and to process that along with information that we heard, for example, up in Chicago, where we met with families of gun violence murder victims.
Okay, and I mean, there are some differences in gun culture across the state. How do you think the group is bridging that gap?
I think the nice thing about this group is that we've been able to see that gap, to see that there are often the extremes that are presented, and there's a whole lot in the middle. There are a whole lot of gun owners who are very responsible about their gun ownership and wish that other people would be responsible as well. There are crime victims who understand that we have constitutional rights. So I think there's room for us to be able to work something that both protects our constitutional rights and protects our safety.
Now, is there any part that you feel like the group has really made progress on?
I wish that I could say that we've got it all wrapped up. I think there's still a lot of work to be done before we get to final legislation at the end of the session.
Okay, where would you like to, or what would you like to see the group accomplish by the time we get to this June deadline that is quickly coming up?
My real goal in putting together the group is that we could have an informed discussion about gun laws that would reflect an understanding of the differences, the regional differences on gun laws, and be able to have a debate that brings us closer together rather than drives us further apart.
Okay, and is there one piece or part that you would really like to see in Illinois' concealed carry legislation?
There's not, but along the way, one of the things I suppose several of the things we've learned are other laws that go around the edges that we really need to work on. For example, how mental health issues from local courts are transferred to the Illinois State Police. There's a real gap there that I think fine-tuning our laws can make a big improvement.
Okay, you and the legislators have a lot of work ahead.
We do, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.